All right, fellas, I was reading something very intriguing. It was a story of a lady named Mary. Let me start by saying cultures in Africa, sometimes it's good to have culture, to understand traditions. It's good to be embedded into your origin and hone who you are, own your identity. There is something interesting that I need us to discuss today. I was reading a story about a lady named Mary, and this happened apparently in Edo State in Nigeria. Nigeria is a big country with multiple people, different cultures, numerous people. In fact, Nigeria is the most populated country in Africa. Okay, so there are plenty of people in Nigeria, multiple cultures and stuff. This lady named Mary had just lost her husband in the past couple of days, and she was subjected to some of the most ambiguous situations you can ever imagine. What's up, everybody? I hope you're doing good. Thank you very much for coming back. I appreciate you. I know you watch us from all over the world. Thank you so much. From South Africa to Jamaica, the United States. I salute you. Let's listen to this. I think this is one aspect of Africa that many people don't talk about. So this lady, Mary, just lost her husband. Once she lost her husband, they had 3 children together. She was faced with the most intriguing treatment you can possibly imagine. After her husband passed, the first thing first, they came to her, they asked her to change her clothes and put on clothes that are not necessarily nice. After changing her clothes, the next thing was she got a lot of pressure from the husband's family. The family came to her house, took the TV, took the refrigerator, went into their bedroom, took jewelry and some of the gifts that he gave her. So number one, they accused her of killing her husband. Many African people, I must tell you this, unfortunately, once a woman loses her husband, they accuse her of killing her husband or eating her husband. Yes, I know it sounds like something crazy from a crazy horror movie. It's the truth. So they will say, you, Maria, you've killed your husband for your own purpose because you want to be great, because you want to be rich, or because you're a witch. So then if the lady doesn't have any support, the husband family will probably come and beat her up. If she's lucky enough, they're going to make her go through the most humiliating process ever. So we're going to go very quickly so we can get to the point. The point is this. They first take valuable things from her, meaning the things that belong to her husband are taken away. And she cannot fight that because it's tradition. And tradition is supposed to be powerful. Number 2, they will ask her to go wash her husband, or she's going to be present when they wash her husband. And if she's not present when they wash her husband, after washing the corpse of her husband, they will take the water and make her drink the water. In their mind thinking, if she indeed was part of the process of the death of the husband, something negative is going to happen to her. So they make you drink the water they used to wash the corpse of your husband, hoping that something negative happens to you if you were involved in the death of the husband. In the meantime, the husband could have died of anything. Of malaria, of diarrhea, of gonorrhea or syphilis. I don't know if those ones kill you, but you get the point. They will then call some people in the village. But this is the story of this lady named Mary. Then they call people from the village. These are powerful people to make a prayer or make an incantation to invoke the spirit of the husband while the husband is in the morgue. And the woman has to deny that she was not involved in the death of her husband in front of the spirit. They will make her sit on the floor for many, many days and will force her not to shower for 7 days in a row. Imagine that. Your husband just passed away and you are just as shocked as everybody, if not more, because you're losing the love of your life, the husband to your children, your hope, your stronghold. And they make you sit on the ground and you are not to eat anything proper for the next 7 days. And you're going to be dirty and not wash, not bath for 7 days. So in the next 7 days, they gave her a broken plate made out of clay. Imagine eating from a broken plate made out of clay. That's what you can eat. You must use your left hand to eat. I don't know what's all this for. And unfortunately, fellas, later on, she's humiliated. They cut off her hair, like she has bald hair, not showered for 7 days, not eaten properly, humiliated. Sometimes they pee in things, in bottles that they throw it on her. They throw the pee on her. And this is tradition. It's very, very sad. And don't get me wrong, this is not limited to Nigeria. Some countries in Africa do it. Many other countries. In the Congo, DRC, they do it. In Malawi, you will find it. In Namibia, you will find some of these practices, some of the craziest practices you can believe. And it's not limited to those countries, many other countries. I just cannot cite every single country, but many countries in Africa did this for centuries. Just imagine, for centuries having to go through this. When your husband died, You have to go through humiliation, people peeing on you, them cutting your hair, making you sit on the ground for 7 days, not eating for 7 days, or eating on a little broken plate made out of clay for 7 days, not bathing for 7 days, stinking. Then the last day when they want you to go shower, they ask you to go bath at midnight. At night, you have to go naked to the river and shower and bath. It is insane. And also there's other stories when the husband passed away. If he dies young, you are forced to marry his brother, his younger brother. That's crazy because I can just imagine how a woman would feel. The younger brother of your husband, you perhaps perceived him as your younger brother too. And all of a sudden, he must be the person that knows you like that, takes your clothes off. It's disgusting. I know of situation, I remember in an African country, a husband's wife passing away and the woman's family giving the husband the woman's little sister. But she agreed to that. She said, yes, I want to do this. They've already had children, him and his deceased wife, and the little sister took over and they had more kids together. And some people believe by doing that, those children from the previous wife will still receive the love that they should have received of the younger sister of their mother. I don't know if you agree to that, but I feel like whether this is acceptable or not, I think people should give their consent. People should say, okay, I want to actually be with my ex-husband's brother or my ex-wife's younger sister. I don't understand and think it makes rational to force people to have intimacy with people they perceive as relatives. That's what it is. You know what I mean? I mean, for many African people, when you marry a woman, the woman's sisters become like your sisters. You know what I'm saying? It's not like that's how you see them. And the husband's brother look like you, feel like your brother. Your husband is your husband, but your husband's brother is like your brother. Now imagine you having to take your clothes off in front of your own brother and you have to look at him differently. And imagine what goes through the man's mind when you have to know your older brother's wife. What do you say to yourself? Like, this is how my brother used to feel. Like, it's crazy. I don't know if these practices are still done right now in Nigeria, but this is a very recent story I read about a lady that's name is Mary. Unfortunately, it was very, very sad. I just needed to talk about it. And this is not targeting Nigerians. Absolutely not, my brothers. We're talking about Africa because these are situations that happen in many, many places in Africa. In the Congo, sometimes they throw pee on a woman. Yeah, not every tribe does it. Some tribes do it. Okay? And I'm sure whether you want to talk about countries, it's not the whole countries that does it. It's usually a specific tribe that does very specific things. You see some of the craziest things you can imagine in Africa. Like this one tribe I know where in Central Africa, where when you marry a husband or when the husband and the wife get married, they have to do some sort of a pact where whoever cheats dies. So if you as a woman, you marry to the man and you happen to have an affair with somebody else, somebody really, really drastic is going to happen to you. If you don't die, your leg is going to be chopped off by a truck or some shit like that. And I know it sounds insane, but apparently it works because you give your agreement. I don't know if it's placebo or maybe, by the power of the minds, because your minds believe firmly in something, it comes to pass. You firmly believe that we are now united by the spirits. If I cheat, I die. And you see most of the case. You cheat, you die. How do you call it in Congo, Mr. Cameraman? We have a cameraman from the Congo. It's in your country, right? The Luba tribe, it's called Chiba, where if a woman cheat on her husband, I don't know if it's available, it also makes the same sense if a man cheats. Doesn't apply on men. It doesn't apply on men. So even the magic is biased. The magic is biased. If a woman cheat on a man, some negative things will be dying in the house if she doesn't talk. If it's not known. So the simple fact that she did that, things are already happening in the house. So basically he's saying a woman cheat on her husband and things start happening in the house. Like children being very sick, children passing, and she has the responsibility to come forward and say, hey, I messed up. Please forgive me. If she doesn't do that, innocent people start falling apart. Until a certain point, she falls apart. Crazy. Now, my question still remains this. Should we still be applying these things if they are applied at this year, 2024? Doesn't make any sense. Number one, to have a woman undressed humiliated, left like that for 7 days, no showering, nothing. You take everything from her. Yeah, people take everything from the widow. They take the money, they claim the house, they claim the cars, they leave her with nothing. And I don't understand how politically or justice doesn't do anything about it. Because, of course, Africans are scared of spiritism more than they're scared of justice. So because you're scared that something spiritual will happen to you, you don't even go open a case against your assailant. You don't go open a case against people, your aggressors, because you're scared that their spiritual power is stronger than justice. Let me know how you feel about this, fellas. Always a great pleasure. You have a story to tell us about your country, some of the crazy things you've seen in your country. Let us know. Maybe we make a video about it. Let us know what are the crazy culture, crazy tradition that you've seen in your personal country. And we, perhaps, with a bit of chance, we will make a video about it. God bless.